Now, what they are doing is say the NPP people need be amasa boys whisker, and now they want to find a way to start their Vicky Hammer strategy again. They have decided to pick on this lady who is the deputy transport minister, Dorcas Afotofi. You know, say I don't normally talk about Kwadwo Sheldon because I see him to be one of the daftest fool in on social media. Somebody who cannot construct 4 sentences without jumping into pidgin. He is not intellectually sound to be discussed. But I feel say because they are leading an agenda to pick on some women and deliberately do what they did in the past, you know, I am also going to draw the line, pick on him, pick on his wife, because it's so easy. Say right now, to America, right now, we all know everybody's status in America. And Donald Trump, amana easy. We all know, say, Otikro mama Spanish nibi edinire eme de akorebia sheno into his head no wa ware America niba American. We are here. Now, for them to come together to say, you know, air transport won't samaba abachi or Ghana. But for some reason, when you go on Twitter, there are some dirty boys over contracting among these NPP people because of the way this woman looks, how she has conducted herself and carried herself. They have decided to pick on her because they think it's an easy sport. Now, what I want to say is say, for a long time, we gave these young boys, at least they nimuno, but we can also go after them and let them feel the heat, you know. It's about time we made it clear, say, we are also going to take it to them and their wives and their kids. Because you have seen, say, they want to turn this social media thing into, oh, you're supported by Umia. Me support Baumia. We need to find a way to victimize people. The issue with transport in Ghana did not start today. There is a transport minister and there's a deputy. But for some reason, Kwadwo Sheldon na need to was a petuo ayasano. Beman what time say they are boni duafana say. A dirty fool who has gotten some dirty woman here in America to stay with. And Argentinian say, aha, any territory. So Reston will say, Woodbridge now to Teno, we will take it to you. We are going to make it dirty and murkier. Senebea, you will not be comfortable in this country. And when I say comfortable, the same way you are using social media to bully people, we will take the social media to you. And you see, this country, it do that point, we are not going to entertain foolishness again. You can stay in Ghana and fool. It's okay. And if will be the Connecticut, you know, we will make sure they burn from inside. And I just say it's a deliberate thing. Now, what did this woman do? The thing you say, transport won't send Samaba. And people are talking. Accra, Nipa Nyakamfo. Now, this woman's only mistake she did was she came on her own Facebook, on her Twitter, and tweeted, say, with renewed resolve and a clear sense of duty, we serve our nation with discipline, courage, and unwavering commitment. Guided by the mandate of the people, we remain resolute in working decisively and collectively to advance national progress, uplift lives, and strengthen our motherland. Basically, this order the woman said. Now, what the Baumia Bulu Fuono are doing in the say, and I'm not saying the roads minister, the transport minister is not working, but what they want to do is say, because of how this woman looks, they want to find a way to victimize her like the same way they did to Vicky Hammer. Inti Oma gange up on Twitter, and this Kwadwo Sheldon boy, or Ferry Crasser or the Yiri ni matchreye. Obana or dani chino because onim say in memomne obana dados inti oferisa or the obana ni matchreye. Obana or de china Spanish ni na wona or niti krom ha. Kwasia or take 1 bedroom daimua. Debia or te curtains or te window nim. On to me sorry any video or the dem. Because a dana or your video and one of them. Jimmy Sano They have gathered some boys on Twitter. Hey, this also me kwasia wedding, but I'm going to take from today. It's going to be murky. It's going to be dirty. From today, it's going to be dirty. Whoever is on Kwadwo Sheldon's platform is going to take this. We are going to enter your homes. I will start with Kwadwo Sheldon himself. Obeto paper ukroma wakubunko for Ghana beto paper ukroma say obe ware ukroma ha enti obe ya American citizen. Oh, what the was some mobo say kura. Kwadwo Sheldon. O yire na or edi woman commit sa crime no. Was some mobo say kura. Can over that kura kofi. O was some mobo say kura. So this hardworking deputy transport minister, they started picking on her. Oko Twitter, let's go insult her. But there's a transport minister. If you even have a problem with the transport ministry, at the end of the day, who are you supposed to basically question if we are having issues with transport in Ghana? You go to Sheldon, minimum address, minimum number. The right people will come to you and you need to state why some of the things you did. Refugees. And I'm going to say $100, $200, a year for a reform. And you think you can do the same thing because when politicians in Kwasiaphobia, a real thing, a dirty riffraff like you think you can sit on Twitter with some dirty boys and girls to intimidate this woman. John Mahama, the reason tia oyi woman way as a deputy to the minister. Now, say about what is happening today in Ghana. About transportation and the ubia wasem. It is a big deal, and it didn't start. The problem didn't start today, and the problem has so many branches. Branches about GPRTU, branches about government, branches about drivers' attitude, branches about read the citizenry. So when it comes to transportation, it is not something we will sit here and say, we are going to delve into the matter. This woman has worked hard in less than a year. Mami Way left her family, her beautiful family, who are better than you. This woman left the shores of Ghana in the early days of John Mahama's government, flew all the way outside to go and negotiate for buses. Kwasia, adene kufuado mo, omu free power, odu kwasia babaha, abati tetedem, oba tetedem, ote curtains echi, 1799 curtains. Blind na oti enim na oye video. Kwasia, sorry, what's of phone esi uso, use America da form. Mami we jane ma, ene ne busia ho, ene ofu plane. Se plane ko to no twene yanka kwasia te se wo, anka wo Spanish ni edi wo yire. Spanish ni na edi wo yire. Se o girl so yire no wo be kirem aboa oja we to go and negotiate, talk about vehicles, buses to come and save o ma me no papa nkwasiafo ebusuafo no Ghana no. We ebusuafo nkwasiafo no Ghana no, se bi gu nkwasiafo no. She went out there, risk her life to do what? To go get buses for kwasia tesawo. And then say nkwasiafo no to o platform no so no. Omo hu fin aimless people no gusu no. I can take care of them till they die. Plus you. Then you think that it is easy to pick on somebody because Kwasiebi in politics is telling you do this. Now who guys are supported by Omia or platform no ni papa mi nesi wono. O the day who guys are MPP ni or platform ni papa mi no. O platform ni focus ne den. We akodi we ni we nya fine. We akotwi we car. We do ejimi for. Na go fa sansa for be so. O platform ni papa mi nesi wono. Now this woman had to travel out of Ghana, stay out of Ghana, go and visit companies that are building buses. Omube to media ba eye Ghana. Ekufuado ne ba Omian Kwasiafo tina Ghana 8 years. They did not retool our transport sector once. Can you show me one video of Ekufuado retooling the transport sector? You foolish dirty boys and girls who go Twitter. You don't have any work to do. Muhufi. And then you sit there and you start to talk like Marjorie Nyejuma. This one, and this is what she did. She was out of this station. She went all the way out there, Metro Mass, to receive more than 350 new buses in February 2026. They went out there to go negotiate. These are people who are proactive. Maami we eja na yire ne mma ene ne busia ho afu plane na aboafu no ohwo aho fi na oda ha di jantrani ohwo aho fi na odi jantrani wo kurom ha okwa na obi abeda saage no so aboa wawo usori kwa DNA o pese obeka kurom anti wama obi abedi jantrani ma wo so wo ba. Do you people want us to do this? We will do this from now. If you people want us to go this way, we will go this way. And this way is going to be murky and dirtier. So I didn't starting on Twitter. No, this woman, this is what she did. And she did it because Yena Yasumano.
So these are the new bags coming in very soon. We are here in Cairo to inspect, to make sure that everything is intact. And truly, we are very happy with what we are seeing. So very soon, it's coming to Ghana, and we are very happy. The resetting agenda for His Excellency the President is on. About 400 pieces coming. So Ghanaians, get ready for Metro Buy.
You people foolish boy. Kwasiade de Kwadwo every pound na be jantra betina. Na me dwen betina Ghana nya millions. This is what people are doing, putting their lives on the line. Oba Ghana na be use nkwasiafo na ye nkwasi adwuma unya $1,000 na twa ticket ababro chiri. Omo no magimi ntra na be use omo. Those MLS kids, they are kids. They don't have anything. They don't have any value. They have nothing to their disposal. And come back and say, hey, now, what are we getting from this at their age? Come on, brocha. Come on, warriors is dying. Ghana na funtra. So you have gotten some people's children who are not smart, very ignorant because omu camera da. Because omu fear no sikapapa bi eni ho. Inti wu jimi omo. Oh kasa. Inti omu pia no monya jene fo bi ni omo da. Na nka wo kwasia abrochire broni akwara nka wo betumi kasa obi ntina edan mo kasa. They don't know what they are worth. In the Kwasia be use someone now the politics now be 1,000 now the 700 of a third class. Oh, they are for third class 44B. Now to 44B economy here bini no betna ha no mo jimi anopa omo sori anoma kwatena ho ye kasama Kwasia mpanyi na jantre ni na edi ne yire no abta aba abagi sika no omo nim nyansa ntira na nka omo horizon here wide and they can see far and come establish omo dada. So sankwara na omo jimi go platforms no senka omo ye smart and omo to be omo horizon mu and omo hu say you use omo say moa anka camera ne boy saying building your own platform is saying but omo jimi they are just scared. They don't have that confidence to be themselves. Enti when yankwara bi na use omo say slaves. What do you carry? Na Kwasia obi ye juma. You sit on Twitter, you and your dirty boys, because of low self-esteem. Why is that cramming bottle the nam Jimmy? You think you can, you and your small boys, $50, $20, 20 Ghana, you can sit on Twitter and talk shit. Let me show you something. Now let's talk about what is happening in Ghana today. Now, issue with transportation in Ghana started again. Let's take our time. Greater Accra region, commuters decry failing transportation system. Let me enlarge it. Date Ben Esheso. Date Esheso November 16, 2024. November 16th, 2024. And your reporting wo news say commuters omo foka wa Ghana ediko adwuma ede ye omo nyoma back and forth. Omo start complaining about cars eni ho omo po adwuma omo nya cars mfa nko fie. So it means this government has not created any problem. This problem we are facing is an existing problem. So what is going on today? No, the question is, how are we going to solve it? How are we going to make sure, say, the AC and the NCBM? Now, we all know what is happening in Ghana. We all know when it comes to transportation, Nipebi decided, say, they are going to make this government unpopular. And I can tell you, most Ghanaians know what I'm talking about. The people who are making a car, one send some ding, one GPRTU, and two, the drivers. In Ghana today, Obian to me stage Bianca say Ghana na yetino petrol boy ding. You lie bad. Nobody in Ghana. Now, here, Ayalolo buses. This is 2026. Only 80 of 245 Ayalolo buses in operation. And Ayalolo buses na John Mahama NDC Mutoye almost bear 300. No, only 80 are working. Kwadwo Sheldon kwasi ampenyi o dirty boys. So come and listen. How did we get here? Say there were 245 buses. A government bought and left for another regime to maintain and expand. How did we get here? Where? How did we get here? Where? Those 245 buses, aka 80 per. How did we get here? Was somebody doing their job? Was somebody retooling the transport system? Was somebody maintaining what they came to inherit? Ayalolo buses are John Mahama Toya and Son free power. They 245. And then I say, aka 80 per and a juma. Emma Ghana for only 80. Now, the most interesting thing about what I'm telling you. Now, when you look at STC, government direct STC buses back on road amid transport congestion. Now, Babusa say STC signed that car. Now, let's go back. Now, I'm sure DB. We are why we are having this problem today. Let's go back.
Now, it is a daunting task for passengers to board commercial vehicles locally known as trot in the city of Accra during peak hours. According to passengers, the worsening transportation situation is making life unbearable for them. They say the government must address the failing transport system in the Greater Accra region. Channel 1 News' Philip Nilate reports.
Walking long distances and standing at bus stops for hours to board a commercial vehicle seems to be the norm for the ordinary Ghanaian who seeks to get to work early and return safely after a long day's work in some parts of the Greater Accra region. The disorganized transportation system in Ghana appears to have worsened. Passengers are compelled to wake up early to secure their spot in the few available trotros in the morning to beat the gridlock and to get to work on time. The cycle repeats after work. Individuals heading to Kaswa, Ofanko, Pokwase, Ablekuma, Amasaman, Insawam, and other areas in the region.
Remember, this video I was 2024. Don't get it wrong. Video I was 2024 video. So don't get it wrong. This is 2024. Now NPP in the power. So this crisis now ocean 2024. I want to remind you. Let's go back.
Now it is a daunting task.
The disorganized transportation system in Ghana appears to have worsened. Passengers are compelled to wake up early to secure their spot in the few available trotros in the morning to beat the gridlock and to get to work on time. The cycle repeats after work. Individuals heading to Kaswa, Ofanko, Pokwase, Ablekuma, Amasaman, Insawam, and other areas in the region find it very difficult to get transportation to work and back to their homes. Some traders at the Central Business District of Accra are compelled to walk from Accra to Roxy, Total, and Kwame Nkrumah Circle in search of a commercial vehicle to go home after work.
Inside, and because I want you know my car hoarding. Answer no be free her, I be do no. Or do call from Cobaria, or bet me I catch also by you 20 Ghana. I answer the old bedroom, say, I had some mulu 10 cities. We cry 654, but overcall Mumba 10 cities and son on the wako. The barn saying about a pecker. I know crano, I just say about play one son in your car. Or play one son when your car.
But those who from Pokwasi and the Amasaman, they are finding it difficult to get car. Always, every evening, they have to walk from the Royce Park through to the Kingsway, right down here, before they can get a car. And there's no car. And I think the vehicle, government have to, get something to do about it for them. Those Ayalolo, they have to be enough buses, transport, to transport the people back home every evening. Because it's very hectic. Sometimes when it rains, when you see people here, my brother, you cry for them. Sometimes it can be up to 11 o'clock. Last, a friend go home almost 2 o'clock. And the next day, 8 o'clock, you have to be at work. Waiting for car. Just here, you see, just close this bus stop here. He was standing here to 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock before he got a car. So those are the problems we are facing here. You need to get a good transportation system. Like you said, the train have to go there, then the other buses too have to, go there. Those areas, those far ahead. Because every day people are from far place coming to Accra. Every day then you come every day. So they should do something about it.
The struggle worsens at Kwame Nkrumah Circle, Mr. Biggs, and Graphic Road bus stops, among others, as passengers fight their way into public vehicles. Some disgruntled passengers bemoaned the situation.
They say problem they facing is they say tractor na ye adwuma wa anu nyina no fair mo pe no moje. They say transport na ye to so lorry fare na ye to so no no enye adwuma wa ha sa ha se ye enye adwuma wa ha efi akopoko aso ebiji 10 cedi ebiji 15 amasa man 15 taifa 10 cedi omo ye no Achimota old station just omo ye short. So anything na nipa na gu ha bebre nipa na ha bebre no hu nipa bebre e wa na asechire no eye kwan na omo ye no na railway no eye ama saman nsam kwan na omo ye no ana ama traffic e say kwan na nye enti no I say omo kwa omo brain na sefo na traffic and train no say nye adwuma tie nye adwuma ne de ye fa ne say ama omo fi Accra ba ni na bebre na nante e ba ha say.
Now, it is a daunting task for passengers to board commercial vehicles, locally known as...
...have tried to fix the country's transportation issues, but the problem keeps worsening. Urban development specialist Dr. Bernard Abeku Arthur says the country has a failed public transport system.
We have a failed public transport system. Failed in the sense that anytime you see taxis, trotros, two-wheelers and three-wheelers running public transport, there is a failure. It's a failure in the sense that our policy, our national transport policy, states clearly that public transport shall be done by high occupancy vehicles, that is 50, 60, 80-seater buses to run public transport. So within the city, in the immediate ring around the city, the outer ring, we are looking at public transport of high occupancy vehicles. And that includes trains as well. So you take people en masse.
In Greater Accra.
Truth is, our public transport is mainly by road now. But under normal circumstances, we should have water transport. We should have trains running within the city to look at ensuring that we have the road architecture is such that it supports public transport. We want to tweak it in a way that trotros, buses, and all that will have their place in the public transport system. But when it comes to the inner city and maybe specific routes, would want to have this type of bus service.
This was in 2024. Now MPP in our power. So the problem was about how our transportation system was bad. Our population increasing. We are getting more and more people taking over the transport system and duping the people at the same time. We have GPRTU that has become an extortion association whereby they find ways and means to extort from the people. In the past, nobody said, in the history of the Republic of Ghana, this is the time petrol boy fupa. So why is it say now let's look at what they were talking about in 2024. It's about state transport. Sa ayalolo na meka ho asem kire no. Before elections or 2 years before elections, Ghanaians started talking and asking Ekufuor Bawumia Aban MPP for say, what has happened to the government transportation system? At a point, some young men even tried to show us the Eto Ayalolo buses and STC. And so national security for more MPP, they started going after people who wanted to expose the government, which decided to neglect your transportation system. This is when MPP, they were in power.
Have tried to fix the country's transport.
Let's now continue with
this video you're about to watch. This is the current state of Ayalolo na John Mahama buying Ejama Ekufuado, almost 300 cars, 300 buses, and 2026. Let us go and check the status of the buses now. MPP by inherited 8 years ago. Ayalolo and the STC. Let's go. This is the current situation that we are facing.
Let's now continue with our series on public transportation, and hundreds of Ayalolo buses have been grounded for years without maintenance, while passengers continue to bear the brunt of vehicle scarcity in the capital. Currently, only 80 out of 245 Ayalolo buses procured in 2016 are operating. Here's a report by Christian Yali.
Some have their windscreens completely broken. Others are literally sitting on the ground. Many do not have seats in them, as hundreds of the Ayalolo buses continue to rot away in a yard at the Achimota news station. Many of these buses were never operated, but have been left under the mercy of the weather for nearly a decade. It remains a pity, as government now makes efforts to service Metro Mass buses or even procure new ones for public transportation. I'm sure that this is one of the transport minister would take a keen interest in if we are looking at bringing more buses, especially the agreements that we know has been signed to bring in about 100 of the EV buses, the electric buses, and even the current arrangement with Metro Mass to get more of their buses coming into town to transport people. But you see a lot of them here. See, these ones, all their tires have been removed. Let me show you just another of the bus with the windscreens and everything torn apart. Nothing to write home about. Even if you decide to maintain, it would cost you a lot. Grounded, no attention paid to them.
Buses now MPP better almost 400 buses. They left them to rot. All because they wanted to create their own internal transportation system. Mukobusa, me papa Adakabre. When the MPP came to meet Ayalolo buses, John Mahama, Ejama, NPP are buying 2016, they decided to break all of them and keep them at bay. And I almost say they didn't maintain even one. And the funny thing is, the NPP, they did not retool the transportation system. For 8 years, when was the last time I say I buying a MPP are buying it me retool the transportation system and augment or try to refurbish the transportation system? They never did that because they wanted to run the transportation system themselves by making sure their private companies in Ghana took over the transportation system. I'm about to Ayalolo, almost 400 buses. They messed all of them up. These are the same people today screaming. Kwadwo Sheldon Kwasiam Penyin and the Nimse Petuoba. Jantreni or what Jantreni Spanish for Dini Negel Ukruhano. Sa Kwasiam Penyin not Ghana. It's a small boy, so sometimes I don't even want to waste my time on that fool. Now let's go. The current state of Metro Mass. This is Ekufuado 8 years. The current state of Metro Mass. Ope Abain Bas Afo. Do you know why we are struggling today in Accra? This is Metro Mass, the current state after Ekufuado will take over.
This is the Metro Mass Transit Limited head office, and as part of our Transport Challenges campaign, we visited this place to find out exactly what the issues are. Where I stand is the head office, and we are told some of these buses will be moving very soon to Kaswa Enclave, and many of them will also be going towards Adenta and other parts. We are fortunate to have here with us the Deputy MD in charge of operation, Harana Radio, joining us to give us some further explanation on what exactly it is. Explain to us, what exactly is a challenge? You are told about 400 of your vehicles are not functional. How did you get here?
Thank you very much. Like you rightly pointed out, let me take our viewers a bit into some historical account of where we are. As you are aware, Metro Mass was birthed out of then defunct Omnibus Service Authority, as you put it, OSA. By 2003, under the elsewhere Kufuor administration, through an act of parliament, Metro Mass was established. When Metro Mass was established, President Kufuor began with about 500 buses. Then Mills Mahama, spanning from 2009 to 2016, augmented our fleet level with additional 500 buses, summing up to about 1,000 buses as of 2016. When the NDC exited power in 2016, at 2017, when the MPP administration took over the reins of power, at Metro Mass, they put about 400 buses on scraps. Then, 2 months into the elections, specifically October 2024, additional 313 buses, 313 buses, were also put on scraps, sold to some individuals allegedly associated with the previous management or administration. Unfortunately, from the sale of the 300 buses, we were told that then management realized a paltry 2.9 million out of the sale of 313 buses. Currently, we are routing averagely about 115 buses across Ghana. We have 90 buses at various levels of repairs. We have close to about 197 buses, specifically 197 buses declared by the technicians or the technical department as unserviceable. So that is the sorry state of Metro Mass.
How many of them which are unserviceable? How many?
Currently, we have about 197 buses declared by the technical department as unserviceable.
So what do you do with them?
Well, as it stands now, per the law, Board of Survey has been put together. They've come around the country, submitted their reports, which will be taken to the next level for consideration. And the sorry state of it was that you realize that previously, poor maintenance culture, lack of proper supervision, occasioned the movement which has resulted in the kind of, wastage that has, bedeviled our company. Unfortunately, the previous administration also embarked on getting or retooling the company with those buses you see there, the Dawu buses. And these buses are the nightmare of the company. Unfortunately, those buses were procured by the previous administration. These buses came without a single spinner, without a single boot, no spare parts. And it is very difficult.
These are the facts. And the aban buses when na okano osi osa Kufuor betu osa na osa egu ena Kufuor de 500 buses buy ne be friend Kufuor bus ata Mills ne Mahama buy ena omo de another 500 be ka ho. John Mahama every power in 2016 odane almost 1,000 buses ema Kufuor say aban Metro Mass buses ni monje mo maintain na yemfa nya adwuma o Ghana. As 2017 John Mahama move free power na buses 2024 buses are nanado danko Kufuor adomo 2017 400 and I'm say you know something 400 no ni nyina say 2024 313 omeka say ni nyina say that is almost 713 buses omutwitwa ni nyina ye co-ports sa ni nyina say entumi nya adwuma. You inherited close to over 1,000 buses. Almost free power no. Now we have less than maybe 300 buses in Ghana. And these buses are intercity buses. They are not intracity buses. Ayalolo, they were intracity. The difference between intracity and intercity, they say, Kufuor buses, no, they were the ones going to Koforidua, Kumasi, Takwa, Aboso, Asankregwa, intercity. And a John Mahama Eddie Ayalolo no sobe pay so say eno nya intracity eno from Adenta to Legon, from Legon to Kaswa, from Kaswa to Peduase. That is what they were doing. But these people came into power. Nana Komia Kwasiampe in the STC nsa, ya the State Transportation Ministry nsa. They could not. Mukai say me a scandal be about Sa buses ready bino. Mukai, that was 2017 or 18. I came to expose the chief of staff. Omokoto buses one was worth about $17,000. $70,000. Mokai, I did the scandal. Sa buses some the buy no. Omoto the low grade buses then do 20. And omobe some to buses 500. Later koye search BBM would say the chief of staff Fremont Parry and the transport minister then. Sa transport minister now and there where one man fear Canada Japan no that guy omo no mu di saska no omo the bus by na spanner ba ku ndem. The bus did not have any backup equipment or tools to sustain the buses. They just went to bring bus to 3 weeks and a bus in Abubuye. Now, we are talking about a transportation system that is collapsing. Now, can we, in 1 year, blame a government that came to inherit all these problems? I will not say the government is not responsible. It is the responsibility of the government to find ways and do what? Find ways to solve this problem. And in 2025, Dorcas, a deputy transport minister, was sent out of the country to go and inspect and look for buses that can come and augment what we have in Ghana. Sama mi weja nimma egu Ghana ekwa abrochire kwatena abrochire be 2 days because of Kwadwo Kwadwo Sheldon ne Kwasia form ko Twitter to get buses for mama amenom mo sewanom mabusuafo Kwasiafo mo nka no korɛ to for them to at least arrive home alive, no. Jimmy say, let's pick on the woman. The woman who is a deputy minister, no. You are picking on her. What about the minister himself? I am not saying the minister is not working, but the issue here is it is deliberate. Now, the issue with buses problem or Ghana, no. The number one problem, and they say, any petrol asem, a GPRTU. Omo drivers they say they should try and sabotage this government. These are the facts. The GPRT not catch drivers and say they should try everything possible to get as much as they can from the passengers into the Omuyano Accra, say, and an man be cano all the way 2024. Trip and can also a one trip from Circle to Adenta. Now done 3 trips. All the way of passengers no circular. I maybe I make 37. Into more I make 37 no. Nipa na free fee ba no. Wa budget say every day. Me the 15 Ghana cedis be for car. Me fo baako, me fo mienu, me fo miensa. Now, nipa na bedu circle no. Obi a ofa car baako all the way to Adenta. No ofa another baako, no dey akọ ebia ebri no. Now driver for ne catch and say, media and when you go to circle right now and Kaneshi, you see it. Can you see ya not maintenance form? I wait there. Uniska menfo. Ye call only ye free high. Ye call 37. Instead say maintenance any driver no ebe loading from Circle to Madina no. They are now loading from Circle to 37. Now when you get to 37, nipa ni sisi no or say okay, sisi no car ni ha ebeko 30 ebeko Madina there. Then yes load fresh from 37 to Madina into one trip also 5 cities no. Then you end up paying 2 times of one trip. And that is the extortioner driver for no GPRTU for him because this could have been stopped. Say GPRTU for your imagine say they are going to have their men stationed at each station and a loading point. Into your GPRTU for more loading pointer. Ufri cycle, but ufri cycle. Na enisa ujina or some directors at twaso. But then the GPRTU people know say how many driver for na passengers no into what happens and say how many passengers. The drivers are making their unusual stops. They are stopping at places they are not supposed to stop to offload passengers and reload passengers. No, GPRTU knows. Into the Omo say Omo members because GPRTU can issue a statement and say if you are our member now load from Circle to Madina, you are not supposed to stop at 37 and reload. You have to tell the passengers to say from Circle you are going to Madina and it is 2 cities. But GPRT for any they know they just want to sabotage the president, the government because say government in the buses no. They know say the previous administration had destroyed the transportation system. So this is the time they have to make money out of their vulnerable passengers. It is also it is not about petrol. Now I'm sure this is a mate. Tidioka, where a mate? How did torture mate?
It's rather from above, see from our masters. Yeah. So what about the master will say is what we also go about it. As well as you could also know that of late the traffic has been worrying. We could be in the traffic for almost 2-3 hours. So if we did not increase the price, it goes against us too. That is the reason that we do that. Absolutely nothing else more. Buyer. It's rather from above, see from our masters. Yeah. So what about the master will say is what we also go about it. As well as you could also know that of late the traffic has been worrying. We could be in the traffic for almost 2-3 hours. So if we did not increase the price, it goes against us too. That is the reason why we do that. Absolutely nothing else more. Buyer.
What is the order? Instructions from above. Every driver, be or a commercial driver on the streets of Accra is majority are part of GPRTU. Or see, instructions from above. I need the traffic community. Yes, you adapt a strategy to extort a passengers. GPRTU knows this. Now, Mamisha did a GPRTU here. They want to play that victim role and say they want to now act like they are the victims. It is GPRTU because GPRTU stopping what these drivers are doing. Nipo good trotro a good station it is because of what the drivers are doing. Because car be a bar na ma passengers no dealer passengers no end to me and handle. Because me a student, your mama 5 cities say me fan for car in and out. Now right now, open so me go C37. Obi a me come Medina. How am I going to come back tomorrow? How am I going to get home? Enti the passengers no on him say drivers no are cheating them and it's unacceptable. So what happens is Obi ba na afe trotro ni besiwa hey uni 50 Ghana unko bio because here they 37. Oh, you ever see a come Medina? That be 37 no 30 Ghana. Instead say 37 be 10 Ghana. Nanka for 37 na and so another be 2 Ghana no or say 37 quite 10 Ghana from 37 no to the adenta no 20 Ghana. So now the passengers keep piling up and piling up. Into bounce a cars no to me ba. Omo kan no obi ankasa omo kwa no makodan omo ring road no masa kodan omo no ma ba. Omo ba I right now there yeah in 37 bim right now okpongbulo 6 cities odu okpongbulo no oyi obi esi form na afi obusa okay mo amoko 37 mo ya saying yeah 17 mo nya mo for 37 30 so that is what they are doing. They are extorting the people. Into majority of passengers omudu station wa no ma kan sinsemu so they keep coming because rush hour